What's up everybody, Arnel here at Warcat Strength, and today we're going to be talking about different powerlifting federations, okay? Powerlifting federations are basically organizations that host meets, and if you plan on competing, you're going to need to find an organization or a federation that is going to best suit your needs, right? Popular federations include the WRPF, the APF, USAPL, and the USPA. For this video, we're going to talk about the USAPL and the USPA, two of the most popular federations today in the US. So the USPA, this federation is a little bit newer. It started in 2010 by Scott Dennison, and it's probably one of the fastest growing federations today. And some things that you're going to want to note is that with this federation, there's some slight different rules that you're going to have to follow with the squat, bench, and deadlift. So with the squat, you may or may not be using a squat bar. So it's a little bit of a bigger bar. It has a little bit more surface area, so it feels a little bit more comfortable on your back for some. For the bench press, you don't need to necessarily have your head stuck on the bench. And for your feet, your heels don't need to be stuck to the ground. They can be up if you want them to. For the deadlift, they typically use the deadlift bar. So it's a little bit of a bendier bar, which if used correctly can allow you to pull a little bit heavier weights. Just because you are starting in a better starting position. Some other rules include a 24-hour weigh-in, which a lot of people like. So meaning that, let's say that you are trying to cut down to a lower weight class, you can spend the week water cutting or saunaing or whatever it is that you guys do to try to water cut. And then once you weigh in the day before, then you can refeed and feel more full and feel better, which some people don't like because it's like, oh, you're not truly at your weight class if you have to, cut down and then eat again, like what's the point, blah, 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 whatever. But some people like it, and so these rules are important to know if these are some things that you are interested in. With the USAPL, this is considered the stricter federation. It's one of the oldest federations, and it's considered a little bit more prominent just because it has a little bit more of an international standing with other countries. It's associated with the IPF, which is the international federation. So when, or with the USAPL, their rules are adhered to the IPF rules, which are international. So everybody follows these rules. With the squat, there is no squat bar. It's just, well, actually with all three lifts, it's the same bar, the same power bar. There's no different barbells for the squat, bench, or deadlift. It's the same one. With a bench, your head has to stay on the bench the entire time. Your heels have to be down and touching the floor as well. You can get red lighted, or their lift won't count if those things are not followed. With the deadlift, you're using the stiff bar. So many people would agree that the stiff bar is a little bit harder to pull from, but those are the rules. Another thing to note is that the weigh-ins are not 24 hours like in the USPA. They're 2 hours. So meaning that you kind of need to be at your weight class close to competition. There's no weight cut period and then a refeed period that allows you to kind of, recover from a kind of drastic weight cut, which might promote safe practice for weight cutting and stuff like that. A big thing to note is that the USPA allows drug tested meets and non-drug tested meets. So if you like steroids, that shit's probably for you. Or if you are somebody that's on maybe hormone therapy or something like that, like transgenders, this might be a meet, or this might be a federation that you would be able to compete in. Whereas in the USAPL, because they have a strict no drug policy, steroids or hormonal therapy or any of that kind of stuff is not allowed. So that's another thing to take note of. It's really important to know which federation that you're going to choose, because that's how you're going to have to cater your training, right? So when you're training, if you're in the USPA, you can train with your heels up, head off the bench, train with the deadlift bar, all that kind of stuff. If you're going to be competing in the USAPL, you need to make sure that you are strict to the rules, all that kind of stuff. Once you find out what federation you want to support and join, then adhere your training to that, okay? So you want to be as specific as possible so that you can make sure that you're going to find success at your meets, right? So if you guys have any other questions about specific rules or any other intricacies of these federations, you can always visit their websites, because I don't know everything. But if you guys are looking for more help on how to specifically prep for either one of these federations, reach out. I can help you out there. We'll see you next time.